Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. In the heart of American numismatics, where stories live not just in books but in coins, there exists a piece of metal that's far more than a token of transaction. It's a tribute, a legacy, and a time capsule of a nation's pride. Imagine holding in your hand not just a dollar coin, but a memorial to a man who helped shape world history, a coin born in the dawn of a new era. Today, we're diving deep into the iconic 1971 Eisenhower Dollar, a coin that might just be hiding in your collection, your old drawer, or your pocket change, a coin that, in a rare case, sold for an astonishing $122,000. Let's begin the journey back to the early 1970s, a period of transition and remembrance in America. The United States had just said goodbye to President Dwight D. Eisenhower in 1969, a World War II hero, Supreme Commander of the Allied Forces, and the 34th President of the United States. He was a man of steel, courage, and unmatched leadership. In his memory, the U.S. Mint made a decision that would send ripples through numismatic history, to mint a new $1 coin, bearing his image and honoring not only the man but the era he represented. Now, up until this point, the dollar coin hadn't seen a new design in over 35 years. The peace dollar was the last to circulate widely, and with Eisenhower's death came the perfect opportunity to rekindle interest in large dollar coins. The design of the Eisenhower dollar was entrusted to chief engraver Frank Gasparro, a man known for blending art with subtle symbolism. On the obverse of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar, you'll find a bold and unmistakable portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower. His gaze is firm, commanding yet composed. The word Liberty crowns the top, while the year 1971 anchors the bottom. To the left reads, "In God We Trust," and the small initials of the engraver, FG for Frank Gasparro, rest below the bust. It's a straightforward yet powerful design, as sturdy and dependable as the man it represents. Flip it over, and the reverse is something out of this world, literally. Inspired by the Apollo 11 moon landing, the reverse features an eagle landing on the moon, an olive branch in its talons, symbolizing peace. The Earth floats in the distance, a nod to human achievement and the boundless future ahead. The inscription United States of America arcs across the top, with $1 at the bottom. E pluribus unum, out of many, one, floats above the majestic eagle, reminding us of unity. But not all Eisenhower dollars are created equal. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar holds a special place in history. It was the very first year of issue, and the first coin to bear the former president's likeness. Minted in Philadelphia and Denver for circulation, and San Francisco for collectors, there are different varieties that make this year's coin especially fascinating. The Philadelphia Mint did not place a mint mark on the coin. These pieces simply bear the date. 1971. Meanwhile, the Denver Mint's coins feature a small D below Eisenhower's neck, and the San Francisco Mint's coins show an S. But here's where it gets interesting. The San Francisco Mint also struck a limited number of 40% silver versions for collectors, known as the Eisenhower Silver Dollar. These were not released for general circulation, making them more desirable and valuable in pristine condition. Many 1971 Eisenhower dollars were struck in base metal, a copper-nickel-clad composition. These coins were workhorses, meant for circulation and daily commerce. However, the silver-clad coins, particularly the proof versions, were struck with a special level of care, featuring mirrored fields and frosted devices. These proofs are collected by enthusiasts who cherish sharp details and flawless finishes. But even among these, there exists something even rarer: era coins, varieties, and exceptionally high-grade pieces that can elevate a dollar coin into the stratosphere of value. Collectors have long been hunting for exceptional strikes, deep cameo proofs, and coins with unique features. Some of the most valuable 1971 Eisenhower dollars include those struck with strong dies early in production, coins that have perfect luster, zero contact marks, and flawless surfaces. Coins graded MS67 or above by PCGS or NGC are incredibly rare. And for collectors, rarity and condition are everything. One particular standout among all 1971 Eisenhower dollars is the Type 1 reverse. You see, during the first year of production, there were actually two varieties of reverse designs used. The Type 1 reverse has a lower relief and less detailed eagle feathering, while the Type 2, introduced later, shows more detailed design work and sharper relief. Type 1 coins, being the first struck, are often in poor condition due to weak strikes and production issues. So when you find one in near perfect condition, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Now, let's talk numbers. Most Eisenhower dollars from 1971 aren't rare. You can find circulated ones in coin shops and online for just a few dollars. But condition is everything in numismatics. When a coin survives decades without a single blemish, without ever being tossed into a coin jar, dropped into a soda machine, or passed hand to hand, it becomes a treasure. In recent years, collectors have paid hundreds, even thousands of dollars for pristine 1971 Eisenhower dollars. But the most breathtaking sale of them all happened when an extraordinary example, a 1971 Eisenhower dollar, struck in exceptional quality, certified at the highest grade, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping total of $122,000. That's right. $1, transformed by rarity and perfection, became a six-figure prize in the eyes of collectors. This wasn't just a coin, it was a survivor, a museum-worthy artifact, an elite-level example of American coinage. So what makes a coin worth $122,000? It's a combination of factors: the year, the variety, the strike quality, the mint, the condition, and ultimately, the rarity of such perfect examples. These aren't coins you'll find in a pocket, or even in most collections. These are the once-in-a-lifetime finds, the gems that emerge only when stars align and history rewards patience. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who's just beginning to dig into old coin jars, the story of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is a thrilling reminder of how value isn't just in metal, but in history, in detail, and in the eyes of those who understand what they hold. So the next time you come across an old dollar coin, take a closer look. Because what you hold might not just be change, it could be a legacy. And in one unforgettable case, it turned into $122,000. Top 2. In a quiet drawer, at the bottom of a forgotten box, sits a heavy silver-colored coin. It's not gold, not ancient, not even rare to the casual eye. And yet, this $1 coin from 1972 could change someone's life forever. It tells a story of space exploration, presidential legacy, and numismatic mystery. It belongs to a family of coins often overlooked by the masses, yet hunted by collectors with intense passion. It's the 1972 Eisenhower dollar, and today, we're taking a journey into its incredible world. A journey that ends with a shocking discovery, one that saw a single coin from this very year sell for $112,000. The early 1970s were a unique time in American history. The United States was pushing the limits of human potential, sending astronauts into the vast unknown, walking on the moon, and capturing the imagination of the world. It was also a time of reflection, as the nation remembered one of its greatest military and political leaders, General and President Dwight D. Eisenhower. In 1969, Eisenhower passed away. The United States wanted a way to honor him not only for his presidency but for his monumental role in defeating tyranny during World War II. And what better way to commemorate a national hero than to place his image on a coin that would circulate in every corner of the country? That's how the Eisenhower dollar was born. Introduced in 1971, the Eisenhower dollar was the first circulating $1 coin since the peace dollar ended in 1935. The public hadn't seen such a large and heavy coin in circulation for decades. Designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo, the coin features Eisenhower's strong profile on the obverse, with Liberty overhead and In God We Trust to the left. Beneath the stoic portrait is the date, 1972. But flip the coin, and the story takes a breathtaking leap beyond Earth. The reverse of the Eisenhower dollar is a stunning tribute to the Apollo 11 mission. An American eagle descends onto the surface of the moon, wings spread, clutching an olive branch in its talons, a symbol of peace. Behind it, the Earth floats in the distance. This design was inspired by the Apollo 11 insignia, and it captures both national pride and the boundless possibilities of space. The design is bold, ambitious, and deeply symbolic, a perfect match for the man whose face graces the front. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar wasn't just one coin, it was struck in multiple varieties. Most people don't know this, but the 1972 Ike dollar actually came in 3 different reverse designs, known as Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3. These aren't just minor design tweaks. These are distinct, collectible varieties that can dramatically affect a coin's value. The Type 1 design was used early in the year. It shows a rather crude Earth, with indistinct land masses. The Type 3 design, used later, refined those features. But it's the elusive Type 2 that has captured the imagination of collectors for decades. The Type 2 reverse was struck using a proof die by mistake at the Philadelphia Mint. It shows a much smoother and flatter Earth, with barely visible islands. Only a small number of Type 2 coins were made, and all of them came from the Philadelphia Mint, which, by the way, did not place a mint mark on its coins. That means these rare Type 2 varieties look identical to normal Philadelphia issues, unless you know exactly what to look for. And this is where the magic begins. Because of its rarity, and the ease with which it can go unnoticed, the 1972 Type 2 Eisenhower dollar has become one of the most sought-after coins in modern American numismatics. Finding one is like striking gold in a stream where most people see only rocks. And if you're lucky enough to discover a pristine, uncirculated example with sharp features and mirror-like surfaces, well, you might just be holding a life-changing treasure. But that's not the only thing collectors obsess over. Condition plays a massive role in determining a coin's value. Most 1972 Eisenhower dollars were circulated heavily. They were passed around, dropped, scratched, and worn down over time. Finding one in mint state condition, especially above MS-65, is incredibly rare. And finding a high-grade example of a rare variety? That's the dream. There are also 40% silver versions of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar. These were struck only at the San Francisco Mint, and they feature an S mint mark beneath Eisenhower's neck. These coins never saw circulation. They were sold to collectors in special packaging, some as proofs with a frosted portrait and mirror-like fields, others as brilliant uncirculated pieces. The silver Eisenhower dollars carry a premium, but it's still the Philadelphia minted clad coins with the rare Type 2 reverse that steal the spotlight. Grading services like PCGS and NGC have certified thousands of Eisenhower dollars, but only a tiny handful have earned the highest grades for 1972, especially for the elusive Type 2 variety. These coins command intense bidding wars when they appear at major auctions, with collectors battling for the right to own a piece of history few others possess. Imagine a coin that looks ordinary to most, that weighs just over 22 grams, that was never meant to be more than a tool of commerce, selling for a price that defies logic. It happened. 1972 Eisenhower dollar, struck to near perfection. Preserved in flawless condition, and identified as the rare Type 2 reverse, was sold to a private collector for the incredible sum of $112,000. That's right. A $1 coin from 1972 became a 6-figure treasure. It wasn't made of gold. It wasn't encrusted with diamonds. It was simply the right coin, struck the right way, at the right time, and preserved against all odds. So, if you're sitting on a pile of old coins, or thumbing through Eisenhower dollars you once thought were too modern to matter, think again. Take a close look at the reverse. Do the continents on Earth look clear, or are they vague and washed out? Could it be the legendary Type 2? And is the coin in stunning condition? Because if it is, you might just be holding your own $112,000 surprise. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar isn't just a coin. It's a legacy, a tribute, and a challenge to every collector out there to look deeper, learn more, and never underestimate the hidden value in plain sight. Top 3. The sound of an old drawer sliding open. A forgotten shoebox pulled from the back of a closet. The lid creaks as it's lifted, revealing a jumble of faded postcards, yellowed receipts, and a few old coins. Among them, something catches the light, large, silver-colored, and solid in your hand. You brush off the dust and see the year. 1974. It's an Eisenhower dollar, and you're about to discover that this ordinary-looking coin has a history that stretches far beyond its metallic shell. Because in the right condition, and with the right characteristics, one of these coins, yes, one exactly like the one you're imagining right now, once sold for a jaw-dropping $92,000. Let's begin this incredible journey into the world of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar. The early 1970s were a time of transition in America. The moon landing was still fresh in the nation's memory, the Cold War loomed large, and people were rethinking everything, from music and politics to money itself. In the midst of all this, the United States Mint was hard at work continuing a coin series that would carry the legacy of a war hero, a president, and a man who helped shape the 20th century, Dwight D. Eisenhower. The Eisenhower dollar wasn't just a coin, it was a tribute. It was introduced in 1971 to honor both Eisenhower and the Apollo 11 moon landing, and its design was nothing short of iconic. Frank Gasparo, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, created a coin that would be unlike anything Americans had used in decades. On the front, or obverse, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar features a strong and steady portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower, the only five-star general to also serve as President of the United States. His profile is confident, looking slightly right, with the word Liberty crowning his head and "In God We Trust" inscribed to the left. Below his chin, the year 1974 stands boldly. This isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of leadership, duty, and national pride. But it's the reverse of the coin that truly soars. There, in a field of open space, is the image of an American bald eagle descending upon the surface of the moon, clutching an olive branch of peace in its talons. Behind it? Earth, as seen from the moon. This design was adapted from the Apollo 11 mission patch, a powerful blend of peace and progress, might and mystery. It's a reminder that America wasn't just honoring its past, but also celebrating its future. Now, here's where things get especially interesting. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar was struck at 3 different U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. While most people focus only on the date and appearance, seasoned collectors know that mint location, condition, and even subtle design details can change everything. Take, for example, the San Francisco Mint. It produced both proof and uncirculated versions of the Eisenhower dollar in 1974, and many of these coins were struck in 40% silver, unlike the standard copper-nickel-clad coins from Philadelphia and Denver. These special silver issues were sold directly to collectors and never released into circulation. But what really drives the Eisenhower dollar's value into the stratosphere isn't just silver. It's something else entirely. Its condition. Its rarity. Its perfection. You see, the Eisenhower dollar was a big coin. Over 38 millimeters in diameter and weighing over 22 grams, it was prone to dings, nicks, scratches, and bag marks. Most of the coins were used in casinos or stored in bags where they rubbed against each other for decades. Finding a pristine Eisenhower dollar, especially from 1974, is like finding a needle in a haystack. Even freshly minted examples had flaws due to the striking pressure and die wear. This is where grading comes in. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins on a scale from 1 to 70. A grade of MS65 is considered gem uncirculated. MS66? That's extremely rare. MS67 or higher? That's entering legendary territory. For 1974 Eisenhower dollars, finding one in MS67 is an extraordinary feat. Very few exist, and even fewer come up for auction. Now imagine this: a 1974 Eisenhower dollar, struck perfectly, preserved flawlessly, and graded at the very top of the scale. It glows under the light, with sharp edges, crisp detail, and a dazzling surface that looks as if it were struck yesterday. No blemishes, no distractions, just pure, numismatic beauty. A coin like that doesn't just belong in a collection. It belongs in a museum, but one of them didn't end up in a museum. Instead, it ended up at a major coin auction, where seasoned bidders and private collectors from around the world came prepared to battle. As the coin crossed the auction block, the bidding surged. 10,000. 20. 50. The tension rose with each bid. And then, silence. The hammer dropped. A 1974 Eisenhower dollar, preserved in stunning condition and shining with history, sold for an unbelievable sum. $92,000. That's right. A coin that once clinked in casino machines, a coin most people pass over at garage sales and flea markets, a coin that cost just $1 to spend, ended up being worth $92,000. And here's the kicker: there could be more out there. They might be hidden in your grandfather's old desk drawer. They might be sitting in a dusty coin jar on a bookshelf. They might be in a roll of coins purchased years ago from the bank, waiting to be rediscovered. So the next time you come across a 1974 Eisenhower dollar, don't toss it aside. Take a closer look. Check the condition. Examine the mint mark. Does it shine brighter than the rest? Is it free of marks, scuffs, and wear? Could it be one of those few, rare survivors, a coin of perfection in a world of wear? Because if it is, you might just be holding your own $92,000 discovery. The Eisenhower dollar isn't just a relic of the past. It's a symbol of ambition, of craftsmanship, and of hidden value. And sometimes, it's a treasure beyond imagination.